Olivia, just first going back to Baton Rouge, just what do you think you guys kind of accomplished, and maybe what are some of the things y'all are talking about after that meet?
I think we showed that we can fight all the way through to the end. I mean, we had a couple things that just came up right in the middle of the meet that we had to adjust and work with, and I think we showed that we were still able to put up a good score with those adjustments. But I think we still need to learn how to be better at away meets, how to be better in those environments, how to stay together as a team, that kind of thing.
Is it? I mean, do you kind of like, or it's a little bit different now that it's like, well, all that's left is road quad meets, right? And so, do you like? You say you got to get better at that environment. I mean, and now you have a couple chances to do that. I guess, how important is that, or maybe how do you want to make the most of that?
Yeah, these are definitely really important to us because they still count as away scores, but they're also on podium to get us used to nationals and SECs. And so I think just really focusing on being our average, I think we try and be amazing and perfect every time. And I think that's when we start getting ahead of ourselves. So really trusting all the work we've put in practice and then just going and competing like we know how to.
Is there anything in particular? I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but is there anything in particular that's different? Or even just for you that you've noticed that's different from a dual to a quad. That like, oh, I want to do this better this next time. Is there anything in particular? Like, for someone if reading doesn't really understand how different it is, right? Just is there anything that you say, okay, I can do this differently this time?
I mean, quad meets move faster, so you just have to be able to get into your zone, do all of your pre-routine routines, and kind of get that down sort of faster. And then just knowing the timing of like, well, I'm not waiting for another event to go. It's kind of right after each other. So it's more just the approach of how you prepare before you go. But as far as like the gymnastics and competing against three other teams instead of one, there's not really that much of a difference.
Is it the biggest difference on vault? I would imagine. You're just like
Yeah,
fast.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the way they're trying to do it now, they're trying to make us go a little bit slower on vault, so that's a little bit more similar to a dual meet, but it definitely is different. I mean, floor is faster, so that's something that's nice.
Is there? I mean, is there like a meeting or anything conversations that you're having between like if you're on beam and then like floor takes a long time, right? And now it's like, well, this time not so fast. Is there
Mm.
between routines? Is there conversations you have to like shorten or things you have to do just faster?
Yeah, I mean, when we all circle up before we compete, like, we know that we have to just be quick, concise with what we say, because the first person, I mean, it's only a minute and a half and then you're going, whereas before you usually had two routines. Um, and then usually if we finish vault early and we have to wait forever for bars, usually we come together, play a game, just like distract ourselves, do whatever, just so that we're focused on each other.
Just one for me, as we're now in the middle of March. How are you holding up physically? A lot of training and then a lot of meets to this point, with the most important one still to come.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I think obviously all of us are hurting everywhere all the time, but it's sort of just managing that and knowing that like we can lessen our numbers in the gym but still get quality turns to prepare us for the weekend. So it's more about trusting our gymnastics and knowing that we don't need to do a million numbers. We've already gotten past that point.
How do you think maybe a lot of the underclassmen, but really the whole team? How do you think you guys have handled some changes in the lineup lately? Like Greaves getting in on vault and then Julianne's in and out. Just what? How do you think everyone's handled that?
Honestly, I think we've done a really good job. I think we haven't even let it show that we had an original plan at the beginning of the meet and then halfway through we change it. We've done that a lot, and I don't think anybody would know it unless they were there on the team with us. And so I think we've just had the mindset of just taking every opportunity. So if it is your turn to go, you just kind of capitalize on that and just trust what we've been doing.
And what does it say about some of your teammates that they're ready to step in whenever, or ready to sit if they've got to, or whatever it takes?
I think it says a lot about our depth. Anybody could go in at any point, but I think it also shows our mental toughness to be able to trust those people to go in even if they haven't competed yet on that event. And I think it just shows our level of trust for each other.
Yeah, and then this being the meet in Nashville, and it doing the kidney care kind of brand, just and like what SUNY's going through, just what does it mean for you to that you guys their organizers put this together and you guys are able to do this? What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot for us. I think we saw how much SUNY struggled, and we know that there are many people out there that struggle with the same thing. So I think it motivates all of us just to have those meets where they go towards a greater cause other than just gymnastics, like with our breast cancer awareness meet, like our cancer awareness meet. I think we like doing meets like that just to really show that it's not all about gymnastics, that it's about other things too.